Today we're looking at awful Magic the Gathering mechanics that are so bad that they are destined to be draft chaff. I'm going to start off with the inspired mechanic, displayed by the Pain Seer. Now the Pain Seer was a 2-mana 2/2 human wizard. Now inspired, when Pain Seer becomes untapped, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to that card's converted mana cost. It was supposed to be like a fixed Dark Confidant, which is funny because Dark Confidant is like super underpowered by today's standards. And this is even worse. So you first need to play this card. It needs to tap either through attacking or some other means, and you have to wait for it to untap for you get the bonus out of it. And also, by the way, that bonus is going to deal some pain to you. It wasn't like Dark Confidant, you play it past the turn and you start drawing cards next turn. No, it must be tapped, which means that you probably are sending to its death, or you're gonna have to be creative, like play it with Springleaf Drum or something. But actually, you know what? That's interesting. Crew might almost work with it by today's standards. But it's then you need the equipment on the battlefield, and actually that's double the pain if you play the vehicle into the Pain Seer, and I guess they kill the Pain Seer, and you basically get nothing. Okay, so I am voting for the inspired mechanic. Okay, Toilet Duck wants epic from Enduring Ideal. More like epic fail. You basically can't play Magic for the rest of the game. I guess it's 7 mana as well. Search your library for an enchantment card and put it into play, then shuffle your library. I'm not sure why you chose this one. I could see a world where you can win with Enduring Ideal. I think this is probably one of the strongest ones. You go look up, I don't know. You get Opalescence into Worship, into this, into that. And I can totally see I can see a victory coming out of this card. What I can't see is for the other epic cards. Yeah, you are locked into that epic ability for the rest of the game. You can't play cards, and it's a problem. Now, I will admit, this card is like $2, so probably people aren't finding anything epic out of it, and they're just screwed. And Steve Cooper with Island Home. Could have chose a worse card though, Steve Cooper. This is a very beloved card. In fact, there's a secret lair. Look at these secret lair cards. They're beautiful. I feel like just owning it just for the art. So blue 4/1, yeah, Island Home was that is such a bad mechanic. Aged very poorly. It's so bad that it only works in its own format. So we had an independent format had to be invented to make Island Home work. This creature can't attack unless defending player controls an island, and when you control no islands, sacrifice this creature. Worthless by itself, or very, very situational. Very, very situational. Next, you gotta name cards, Toads. If you don't name card, I don't look anything up. What's the worst kicker card? Well, kicker, you can't say kicker was a bad mechanic. This is a mechanic show. Kicker was a very, very good idea. It's one of the best mechanics in all of Magic the Gathering. Is there a snow walking for snow? Yes, but I don't know the card off the top of my hand. We're going to go to Gillum with Village Survivors. It's just 2 situations. Oh, Fateful Hour. 5 mana, 4/5. They all look good, right? Okay, so this is a 4/5 vigilance creature. Fateful Hour was, as long as you have 5 or less life, other creatures you control have vigilance. The problem is, you want to be winning the game. Don't we all want to win the game? Well, that implies that our head is way above water. We're not at the brink of dying, like at 5 life. I don't know, like, what are you supposed to put this in your Death Shadow deck or something? So these are cards that are only going to really help you when you're really close to death, which is maybe too late. In fact, you might be at 6 life, and next time someone hits you, it's going to be just GG, and you're not coming back from that. Yeah, Fateful Hour. All the Fateful Hour cards look really cool, but you're just always very, very close to dying if you play any of them. Really, that's a really good suggestion. Okay, Christopher B with the Changeling Hero. There's the Hero of the Changelings. I don't see it returning under the Eclipse. It's a 5 mana 4/4 with Changeling. Champion a creature. Oh, you're talking about champion a creature? Yeah, that did not survive at all. When this creature comes into play, sacrifice it unless you remove another creature you control from the game. When this leaves play, that card returns to play. But the problem is, what if there is no creature that you can champion? So, like, there's one creature in play, you play your Changeling hero. If the opponent blows up the creature in response, you lose your Changeling hero. You 2-for-1 easy. It's got lifelink, though. It's got lifelink. This looks like it's cosplaying as something, but I just don't know what. Yeah, champion a creature. It was like okay at the time, at least for one card. Was the I can't remember which fairy it was. The one that tapped down all your lands, and they had like I guess an abundance of fairies. But today, like the board is pretty much empty. You got no boards. This card is either going to be stuck in your hand, or you're always going to be sweating and being paranoid. If I play this card and my opponent kills my only creature in play, are they basically going to kill me? Okay, so hold on. Christopher B says there are 3 sources of Snow Landwalk. Zombie Musher. There's literally a card called Zombie Musher. Zombie Musher. All right. You hear that? You got something, Arch Phoenix. Arc Phoenix. Christopher B saved you. We got the 4-mana 2/3 snow creature zombie. It's got Snow Landwalk, which is all the Landwalks are pretty good. This one sort of sucks. Like Landwalk is great. Unblockable creatures, Mountain Walk, Island Walk, not so many Planeswalk, I guess. Swamp Walk. Why is there no Planeswalk? Is it just hard to I guess it's hard to like sneak around a plane since it's so flat. But one land type you're gonna see less than all of them is the Snowlands, and for what you get for a snow regenerate zombie musher. What a weird name too. There's gotta be some show we have cards I've never heard of before. This is definitely one of them. Next up, let's go with Magnum Opus Gold, Angel of Deliverance. High CC White Delirium. No, but what Delirium is completely a useful mechanic. It's one of the most popular mechanics, actually. Very easy to pull off. Do the sticker. Okay, so this is not the right one to name, because Name Sticker Goblin actually saw play both in paper and online in Goblin Legacy decks. When this creature comes into play, you may put a name sticker on it and add a red for each unique vowel on that sticker. But stickers were bad. So this was the only playable sticker in tournaments. All the other stickers were just trash. And the problem was Name Sticker Goblin was actually so good that judges actually had to understand and learn how stickers would work in tournaments. So thanks to Name Sticker Goblin. I don't know. I don't want to put all the blame on Name Sticker Goblin. Nobody likes stickers. No one liked the idea that stickers were a legal thing in competitive tournaments. People just sometimes did it just to spite people. Just like, hey, I'm playing with stickers. It's not any good, but do you even know how this weird mechanic works? And even to this day, I do not. Stickers, awful mechanic. Relegated to, should have been just for command. It's still legal in Commander. JH says a musher drives dog sleds. Oh, is that right? Oh, I guess it's mush. I never thought about that. Good point. What name did the use for the goblin? Online. Online it was called Name Sticker Goblin. I have no idea what they called it in paper. I have no idea what you like write down on your deck list sheet or whatever. Next up, sticker warping legacy is so funny. It warped it a little bit because it was so good in the goblins deck. It was so good. It was painfully good. 3 mana to get a big pile of like an even larger portion of mana. Pretty disgusting in my opinion. It was very, very strong. Soth with Bird Admirer Daybound. Oh, now this isn't completely unplayable. There's actually quite a few day-bound cards. I shouldn't say quite a few. Maybe is a bit of a stretch. There's like, I don't know, one day-bound card that ended up being really good. But this is just a pain to deal with. I mean, it was. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night next turn. Now the problem is if you kill the bird admirer, you still have to pay attention to the day and night for the rest of the game, even if there's no bird admirer on the battlefield. Is this Nissa? I want to say this looks like Nissa. It's like Nissa decided to pretend to be a human. Oh, I guess no, this can't be Nissa. You turned into a werewolf. The Wing Shredder. It's got reach. It's got Nightbound as well. It's a very simple card. Simple, but making the game a huge absolute pain. Thank God this didn't really take off. There were very few cards in Constructed that ended up being playable in Daybound. Benjamin Berkey, Halimar, Wave Watch. Level up! That's interesting. I think I can think of maybe one level up card that's famous, and that's the Lighthouse Chronologist. Other than that, level up is bad. I mean, okay, so we have Halimar Wave Watch, 2 mana. Look at this thing. You have to spend 2. It starts off as a 0/3. That's like, it's like below average for a wall, but whatever. You have to spend 2 mana to get it to a 0/6. How much you have to spend? 8 mana. Just to get it to level 4. We're not even done. You need a full 10 mana to turn into a 6/6 with Island Walk. Just pure trash. Now, it's not just that. What was the card? What was the green one? It was a green 2/1 that could level up into a Progenitus. I don't remember what it's called, though. Someone help me. This is a fantastic example of how bad level up is in just the game in general. The level up elf is really strong. I know you were talking about, but it still requires your opponents like basically taking a day off or a vacation to make it work. Does anyone remember it was like Hex something, I think. But that's so vague in Magic the Gathering. Hex Drinker. That's right, Argentina, the Hex Drinker. This card was super hyped when it first came out, and it just aged like milk. It even has level up of 1. It doesn't even cost very much. And if you get it to level 3, so if you spend like a total of 4 mana on this, it has protection from instants, which you would think is not bad. 4 mana, 4/4 pro instants. And then if you can get it to level 8, it was a 6/6 Progenitus. Ended up just being absolute garbage. I mean, I'm sure it's like a pretty fun card to play in Commander, but like level up just ended up being, it's just too high risk. It has to be done at sorcery. So it's just a strictly worse version of that other mechanic where you could level up at instant speed. Just a strictly worse completely. Dragon Lord Ripple. I wonder, is Ripple? Well, no, I think I know you're talking about, but you didn't give me a card name. You have to give me a card name. No card name? I can't look anything up. Look, I don't know every single card in Magic the Gathering, people. I don't. All right. This head can only fit so many cards. And frankly, with the rate that they're pumping cards out, I'm forgetting old ones. Just like Hex Drinker a few seconds ago. Oh, your creature has level up? Blink. Like flickering it with like Flicker Wisp or something. That's I didn't even think about that. So it's vulnerable to removal. It's vulnerable to blink. Yeah, it's vulnerable all the way down. Stanel, the Mana Rig. Power Stones are draft chaff, I guess. Oh, the Power Stones suck. Even in draft, I don't like them. 3 mana legendary artifact for the Mana Rig. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you get a tapped Power Stone token. It's an artifact with tap, add, colorless. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. I also find this mechanic really confusing. This mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. So you can activate abilities with it. But you can't. So you can activate abilities of anything, but you can only cast colorless cards. Sorry, no, artifact cards. That's it. Not even colorless cards. So I find the mechanic just completely confusing. And this card has like a triple X tap. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put up to 2 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yeah, I never like the Power Stone tokens. And colorless can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells, but you can use it to activate abilities and on. Can be, yeah, it's like telling you what you can't do with it, but it's not telling you what you can do with it. which I find very jarring, frankly. Magnum Opus Gold wants Consuming Vortex. High CC Splice. The high mana doesn't matter. But Splice ended up being, like, borderline useless. I have seen in Constructed play Splice used maybe twice in my life. It's really rare. It's like, if they got it, they got it. But usually they don't. Return target creature to its owner's hand. And the idea is you could splice this onto an arcane spell. So as you play an arcane spell, you can reveal this card from your hand with its splice cost. And it's like you doubled the effect on the original card. Or not double, it's like you imprinted this card on that card as you cast it. Very, very, very clunky. Very clunky. And I guess the options weren't super high. And if you splice anything, it's like really expensive on mana. So it didn't really work. Roberts with the super chat. Thank you so much for your super chat. The Baton of Courage. Pass the baton. Sunburst. Sunburst did fine. But you know what? I might be just thinking of one card, and that's Engineered Explosives, right? I think Engineered Explosives is the only useful Sunburst card. Or is that a different mechanic? Yeah, I think this is the only playable Sunburst card in all of Magic the Gathering. And out of that, no one's really using it. 3 mana artifact. You may play Baton of Courage anytime you could play an instant. Oh, that's interesting. Artifact with flash. You don't see that very often. It's got Sunburst, so it comes into play with a charge counter for each color of mana used to pay its cost. So you use red, blue, green, boom, you got 3 Sunburst counters. Remove a charge counter from it, and target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I bet this has more potential, and they just didn't utilize it to its full potential. I bet they could bring Sunburst back, and they could make it really good. But like you look at this card, I mean, it's just pathetic. It's just, I guess the problem is just they made too many crap cards with Sunburst. See, this was a good card. It blew up a bunch of creatures. Plus, you had the option to play it for 0. This one, not such a good card, and probably the rest of them are the same, or in the same category. What about Haunt? Haunt is also a pretty bad mechanic. I can think of only one Haunt card that ever was useful. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Christmas with Culling Drone. Culling Drone, a 2-mana 2/2. Oh, Devoid and Ingest. Devoid actually has seen quite a bit of play since then. There's a lot of Eldrazi's for green and red that are not affected by cards that choose a color because they're colorless, which is really awkward. But anyway, Ingest is completely useless. So Devoid, the card has no color. That actually has a lot of application, whether you're like blowing up all cards that are black, or I can't think of a whole lot of cards off the top of my head. But like there's like blue Eldrazi's that don't trigger my, or how do I put it? Like there's cards that don't get affected like by Pyroblast, for example. So they're colorless, you have to treat them like colorless cards. But Ingest, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of their library. That card, that sucked. The whole idea was there were other Eldrazi cards that would then put the exiled cards from your exile zone into your graveyard, and then they got a benefit. So anyway, that was like the synergy. It is completely worthless in Constructed. Almost completely worthless. Some people tried. There was a little bit of success for a little while, but it did not age very well, and it's just relegated to draft nonsense. To draft history. Next super chat from John. Thank you very much for your super chat, John. The Legion Loyalist. It's a fringe battalion. It's a fringe mechanic. It's a red 1/1 haste. It was very good in standard every single time it showed up. So whenever Legion Loyalist and at least 2 other creatures attack, creatures you control gain first strike and trample until end of turn and can't be blocked by creature tokens this turn. It has seen very fringe play in Constructed, but of course the main problem is you need a lot of creatures on the battlefield. But I don't think it's that bad for Commander. Really not too bad. Oh boy, with Blazing Effigy. I don't know what an effigy is. Well, I don't know why this person's blazing. 2 mana, 0/3. What's the mechanic? When placed in the graveyard from play, effigy does 3 damage to target creature. If an effigy is damaged by another effigy in this manner and is placed in the graveyard that turn, it deals that amount of damage received from the other effigy in addition to its normal 3. What the hell? This is like a mechanic. I mean, it feels like a mechanic. Jess is blazing over there. I don't even know. Well, honestly, I'm not even going to count this as a mechanic. It doesn't even have a name. Well, I mean, it can't. What was? There was a cycle of this or something? There was probably a cycle of this. This is completely worthless. If an effigy is damaged by another effigy in this manner is placed into the graveyard, it deals that amount of damage. So it's like, if I destroy your effigy, then you can then come back at me with even more damage from your effigy. F the effigy, but they compound, Toads. They compound. They're compounders. An effigy is a representation of a person, so it's a top-down design to try and represent burning someone in effigy, like a voodoo doll. I wouldn't know. David Sampson. Champion of Wits. The clunky Eternalize. That is a super draft mechanic. I think it might see a little bit of play in Pauper. 3 mana for a 2/1. Not this card. This is a rare, but the Eternalize mechanic. When Champion of Wits enters the battlefield, you may draw cards equal to its power, and if you do, discard 2 cards. It was a very well-designed draft card, because it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, but then when you Eternalize it for 7 mana, you get a 4/4, so you draw 4 cards, discard 2 cards. Look at that. It was good value. Not outside the world of... Not outside the world of this crap. Not outside the world of draft, though. That is for certain. Next up. You have no card yet? Let me know in chat. Okay, we have Argentina with Zalfirin. Was it Crusader? 3 mana, 2/2, Human Knight. Flanking. Flanking, I don't know. Maybe they just need to make better flanking cards. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. I think flanking is strong. I don't know. Maybe they... I can't tell why flanking didn't, went away. It's not... I don't even think it's even that complicated of a mechanic. Also, this card for 2 mana, the next 1 damage that would be dealt to Zalfirin Crusader this turn is dealt to target creature or player instead. I guess they got rid of maybe flanking because it just punished attacking and blocking, or specifically the blocking part. We got Eldraman. Thank you very much for your super chat. Stolen Identity. Is this a mechanic? Oh, Cypher. Oh, 6 mana sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature, and then you Cypher. Notice, when you go all in on some mechanic that requires you to, attack, it's going to be bad. Cypher, you can exile the spell card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy of the encoded card without paying its mana cost. Yeah, good luck! Good luck with that plan, buddy! That is not going to work. Your creature can be dead by Tuesday. And it's Monday night. That's for sure. Yeah, you can go cipher the damn thing. Create a token. It's a good thing that you didn't need to cipher it. That was an option. It wasn't mandatory. Trent Sims with Takeno. Samurai General. Ooh, the Bushido! 6 mana, 3/3. Bushido 2. When it blocks or becomes blocked, gets +2/+2 until end of turn. See, that's it. Why can't that come back? Why can't it come back? Nobody... I mean, maybe most of the Bushido cards are bad. I mean, this is 6 mana. Each other samurai you control gets +1/+1 for each point of Bushido it has. This is so weird. Doesn't Hidden String... Hidden String sees play. So, we go to Hidden Strings. This is a combo card in Pioneer. It's a super popular combo card. Not the Cypher part. You don't need the... You may tap or untap target permanent. It's just used to untap a Lotus Field to get more mana. But, yeah, the Cypher part, not so important. Clunky Twiddle is still better than no Twiddle at all. Not, I don't think I've ever seen anyone cipher hidden strings. I've seen it, but it's like from a position of strength, or actually, I guess it's also a position of complete hopelessness. But it's not common at all. Cipher a Skulk Shadow creature, give it hexproof, just extra steps. Well, why are we even playing the Cipher card in the first place? I got a great idea for you, Alice. How about we play the Skulk Shadow guy with hexproof and then give it +10/+10? That's an even better idea. Okay, start your engines. Oh yeah. Verbose host. Did a single start your engines card ever see constructed play? I mean, maybe outside of I don't even know if it saw play in standard. It's completely pushed out of standard. It's just VV and mono red. Okay, 2 mana, 0/4. Start your engines. Oops, wrong. Max speed. If you would draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. Good luck with that as well. I mean, like, if you have no speed, it starts at 1 and increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Okay, so, like, step 1. You need to get this in play. You need to start your engine. Step 2, you need to start dealing damage to your opponents. Then your speed goes up. And then step 3, I mean, you gotta wait. This is, what, 4 turns at max? It's so slow. You might be dead before you get your engines at max speed. You might be dead by that point. Bastronaut? Is this like the only playable start your engines card? Bass. Oh, there we go. Is this the only playable one? A 1/1 with Menace? Okay, that I could see that one. At least with Menace, you actually have some means of, you know, getting that damage every single turn. That's probably the closest we get. Anyway, now obviously, you know, it's not on the level of Kicker, you know what I mean? It's not a mechanic that has aged very well, and it just came out not too long ago. Dinglebag. Yeah, the racing mechanic being slow is whack. Totally agree. Okay, Dinglebag, hero of Iroas. Heroic looks good on paper, but I couldn't make it work. It's had its time. You know, it's had its time in the sun. There were like fringe decks throughout Magic history that used heroic. They're just really awkward. 2 mana, 2/2 aura spells cost 1 less to cast, and heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Hero of Iroas, put a +1/+1 counter on Hero of Iroas. There is though. Most of the heroic cards are terrible. I think there's one that was like fringe playable. I don't remember what it's called though. Something Hoplite? 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 Oh, here we go. Favorite Hoplite. I think this is the best heroic card ever in the history of the game, because it was a 1 mana 1/2, and when you targeted it, you could put a +1/+1 counter on it and prevent all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. So if someone tried to kill it by any means, you could respond to it with a pump spell. And like anything that targeted your favorite Hoplite, and it would survive because it would prevent all the damage. I think this is the strongest heroic card probably in the game. It's probably the strongest one. Okay, we're gonna take a look at more of the awful MTG mechanics that are destined to draft chaff. Or maybe you have some idea to make them work. Maybe you've been inspired by this show, not the inspiration mechanics specifically, to buy them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Maybe, you know, some of those bad mechanics, they breed creativity. You know what? Inspired mechanic, maybe that's a good one. You're going to crew your vehicles. Maybe you're going to play Springleaf Drum. Maybe you can prove that they're actually good. Bring life to old mechanics. Bring life to old garbage mechanics in 2025 by buying them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Not to mention, you get singles and sealed product of Edge of Eternities, of Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy, and also Avatar: The Last Airbender. Will not be The Last Airbender. That's a complete pile of crap. I'll tell you what's not crap. Not at all. That is coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off everything at checkout. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. It's a place I like to play digital Magic, so I can sharpen my teeth in Modern, in Pioneer, in Standard, in Legacy, Vintage, and more. Also, they got Cube Drafts. Well, they're now competing with MTG Arena with Cube Drafts, with Power Cube. We have cooler Cube Drafts, I'm telling you. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_EFC. Of course, you can't use this service for cube drafts, but you can come for the cube and stay for everything else. All right, next up. I have a super chat here from Robert. Robert! To Fairy's Isle. Assume you mean phasing. Phasing? They brought phasing back and it still sees no play. That's unbelievable. This is sort of a cool card, though. Legendary land with phasing. Comes to play tap, so you can't tap it that turn. And then next turn, it's gonna phase out. That sucks. So it's gonna phase out by next turn. Useless. But then it's going to come back on the following turn, and then you can start adding double blue on every other turn. But anyway, phasing is awful. We did look at Epic already. Nikachu has sharp teeth. That's right. Watch out. I can cut you with them. I have a good dentist. She's great. I like Teferi's Isle. I like the art. When people say they like the art and they say nothing about the card, it says something. Okay, Evan, spin into myth. There's a 5-mana instant. Put target creature on top of its owner's library, then Fate Seal 2. Fate Seal, it's funny, Fate Seal is a mechanic on cards that say Fate Seal are bad. But cards that have that Fate Seal without actually mentioning it, like Jace the Mind Sculptor, they ended up being really good. Fate Seal is a pretty powerful effect, though. So you look at the top 2 cards of an opponent's... Wow, it's interesting. Oh, that's why then... It's interesting. This is how old? It came from Future Sight. Oh, I guess Future Sight came before Planeswalkers, I think. So Jace the Mind Sculptor didn't exist yet. Yeah, this was back in 2007. 2 cards say Fate Seal. Yeah, that's how bad they are. One day they'll be printed, though. This is Future Sight is predicting the future. Jace the Mind Sculptor pretty much proved that it was like the effect is broken. The effect is super broken. Jace the Mind Sculptor sees no modern play. Not anymore. It saw tons of play when it got unbanned, and then got power crept out like really quickly, super quickly. Next up, we got Turiat with Nadar, a Selfless Paladin. Venture into the dungeon. That's broken! That ended up breaking. It broke Legacy. It broke Vintage. All these venture into the things, they were super broken. The mechanic actually was too damn good. Way too damn good for constructed play. They literally banned, what was it? White Plum, White... Was it Plume? White Plume... No. White Plume Adventurer. Look at this card. Banned in Legacy, and it's one of the strongest decks in Vintage. The moment that it got printed, actually, the mono-white stupid creature, mono-white initiative creatures actually won the Vintage Championship. That's how strong that is. Broken. Absolutely broken. No, Venture... Or is it... Hold on. Oh, is it... Oh, no. Is Venture into the Dungeon different? Enter the first room... Oh, maybe I'm wrong here. And Take the Initiative was the broken mechanic. Oh, Venture... What is Venture into the Dungeon? Are there just no good dungeons? Scry 1. Oh, so is this just Initiative, but different for some reason? I want to say there was one card that actually made this useful. There's only one... Okay, sorry. There is only one Enter the Dungeon card that was good. And it has... Actually, it's a Pioneer deck. So the card is strong. But you know what? Because of that, I'm not going to actually say that it's broken. I'm going to say, okay, so this is... So Venture in the Dungeon, yeah, I'm realizing is different from Taking the Initiative. Venture into the Dungeon, we'll say, is junk. For the most part. Yeah, the Aztec combo deck is the only one that can make use of this card because of the bouncy thing. Go bouncy. It's a very bouncy card. Next up... Chris, Call the Nightwing. You know what I also hate about... Wait, isn't there like millions of dungeons? So you have like a billion of them available to you? How are you supposed to remember all that crap? Okay, Call of the Nightwing. Oh, another Cypher card. Oh yeah, Cypher's terrible. This was a 4-mana sorcery. Put a 1/1 blue and black horror creature token with flying onto the battlefield. What? 4 mana for a 1/1? This is worse than the last Cypher card that we looked at. What is the strongest Cypher card in Magic? Does anyone know? Let's quickly look it up. I'm just gonna quickly browse to see if any of the cards are even remotely good. The Hidden Strings is definitely I guess the one that sees the most play. I'm just what is the biggest payoff here? 4 mana to draw a card? No, that's bad. We have Mental Vapors. Discard a card for 4 mana? Nope. Return to our creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. That's not bad. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. Not bad. Shadow Slice. Target opponent loses 3 life. I don't think so. For 5 mana. Undercity Plague. Target player loses 1 life, discards a card, and sacks a permanent. It's not. It's like Annihilator. It's not bad. But you know what? Not good either. It's like there was just no big payoff here. The only Cypher I used besides Hidden Strings was Whispering Madness because it worked perfectly with Thief of Sanity. Each player discards discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards discarded this way. Okay, okay. That has a bit of a payoff. There's payoff there. I totally get it. Does the ring tempt you? Yes! Frodo. Adventurous Hobbit. I mean, I think a lot of people play this in Commander, but that's I guess it's not too bad in Commander. And of course, there's all those Commander precons that you can play with this mechanic. The ring tempting you. There it is. What an awfully clunky mechanic. I mean, it's as clunky as it gets. Your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever your ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices at end of combat. I hate all these things. You know, I hate initiative, dungeon, anything that brings these stupid tokens in play. Okay, next up. We got Evan with the super chat. Thanks so much, Evan. Planar Outburst. Planar Outburst is a 5-mana sorcery. Destroy all non-land cards. Oh, Awaken. That's right. You make a land turns into a creature, and it gives it haste, which I always found weird. So if you cast the spell for 8 mana, that's a lot of mana. Also put 4+1/+1 counters on target land you control, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste, and it's still land. I found it always weird because, most of your lands in play should have haste, basically, already. There would only be 1 land in play that doesn't have haste, or maybe 2, but you would have just tapped those to cast this card. Anyway, I just found it strange. Everything needs to have haste. Next up, we got Benovsky. Dono, thank Garfield. It's Friday. Thank you so much. Who are we gonna give this to? Gotta give a dono. People love donos. You know who those people are? Less than. Vanille. Cheerful something with meld. This is not the only meld. Is this a meld card? So we get to see the other half. I don't even want to know how meld cards work. These cards are terrible. Does anyone actually play any of these meld cards? This actually looks cool. They brought meld back in Final Fantasy? I guess it's a huge, I don't know, noob thing. You know, the noobs. The noobs get into the game. They see the first half of this thing. It's like, oh my god! This is some awesome... Exodia or something. I gotta put all the pieces together and then it's just gonna win the game on the spot. If only they knew that it would absolutely not do that at all. It has no chance. So this is a 3/2, enters, mills 2 cards, and return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. That's actually a useful effect. It's almost like it was called the not Reclamation Stage. Eternal Witness. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you both own and control Vanille and a creature named Fang, You may pay 5. If you do, exile them and meld them into Ragnarok Divine something. What's the other side? What's the best we're getting out of this? So we've sunk 4 mana into this. Too many cards named Fang, apparently. What was it? Fang. Fearless. I just want to see. I want the other side. So this is. So he spent 7 mana, then another 5, so we're up to 12. What are we getting for 12 mana? Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Haste. Oh, it's basically a custom Magic the Gathering card. And when it dies, destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Got a bit of an insurance policy here. Meld feels like an unmechanic. It does, actually. Meld plus partners. That's a good idea. So you're guaranteed the meld cards. Because otherwise, you just have 2 random cards in your deck here for no reason. The thing about the Final Fantasy meld cards is the 2 cards are decent as standalone cards. Oh yeah, like, well, actually, I didn't read this one. Last one was good. So whenever 1 or more cards leaves your graveyard, you draw a card. Oh yeah, that's great. So they actually made the meld cards good. They actually made the meld cards good. Trent Simps! What do you got for us today? There are 4 dungeons. 3 can be started with Venture, and only 1 with Initiative. If you are already in a dungeon, both mechanics progress the active one. Well, then maybe Venture into the dungeon is still in danger. Maybe it's still a danger. Thanks for the super chat. We'll donate to Argentina, Arreo, because Arreo is banned. That doesn't count. Arreo is broken. Arreo is... There was only 5 of them. 20% saw play. So much play that they were completely busted. Do we have... Anyone not get a card yet? Maybe we're on no 2 cards yet. Pedgeman, Radiant cards are so overcosted. They couldn't even see any play. They were even unplayable even in draft. Bright Flame. Look, anything is playable in draft when you have not enough cards to stick in your deck. So this was 4 mana and X. Radiance. Bright Flame deals X damage to target creature and each other creature that shares a color with it. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Sounds good. Deals X damage to target creature and each other creature that shows a color. You gain life equal to the... I guess they just made them clunky. To be honest, I don't understand what's going on here. Okay, it deals X damage to target creature, so I have to deal 4 damage to a red creature and each other creature that shares a color with it. Okay, so... Oh, and then if I dealt damage to a multicolored creature, it hit even more. That is so weird. That is so much... Also, I'm sinking so much mana into it. Yeah, this one in particular is terrible. Just complete trash. Companion is bad in limited/draft. No, it was very strong. It was a free card for nothing. Yeah, I got destroyed by Luris and limited. Like, Yorion was a bit of a stretch, but I mean, you made it work. You just played everything. Elixir with Invasion of Xerax. With the company that prints stuff. Invasion of Xerox! It's a 4 mana siege. Oh, battles! I think only 1 battle saw some play in Pioneer, and that's it. And they made so many battles, they're all garbage. Because you have to, basically, you get the most of the effect comes from destroying it and then getting the backside. Anyway, when it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. For 4 mana, that's way too much. What was the other side? We got a creature, a flyer. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. Yeah, battles were junk, which is good because I hated when I faced my first battle. I just thought it was so jarring to have this stupid thing on my. Sorry, not this one. I thought it was so jarring to have my opponent's card on my side of the battlefield. It was and it also felt very frustrating having to defend the damn thing. Exalted aged very well. Exalted was a very good mechanic for an incredibly long period of history. It probably would still see play today if not all the creatures that have Exalted got power crept out. Particularly Noble Hierarch, but there was a lot of Exalted creatures that stood the test of time. Until they didn't. Is this a mechanic? Steam Flogger Boss? The 3/3, the Goblin Rigger. Other Rigger creatures you control get +1/+0 and have haste. If the thing you would, if a Rigger you control would assemble a contraption, it assembles 2 contraptions instead. What is the mechanic here, though? You know, being a Lord is not a mechanic that has aged poorly. There's tons of them. If you would assemble a contraption, it talks about contraptions, but it's not. The mechanic itself is not a contraption. You'd have to name a contraption card. This is not a contraption card itself. Contraption mechanic, but yeah, but it's not here. Not here. I mean, it's actually fine to name stuff that is not even legal and constructed because of the weirdness. I thought someone would name some of that stuff. You know, like as you draft this card. Okay, we have Obi Rod with Flesh Writher. The unsupported mechanic. The Transfigure. So there's a 4-mana 3/3. Sacrifice this creature, search your library for a creature card with the same converted mana cost as this creature and put that card into play. Then shuffle your library, play only as a sorcery. This is fascinating. It looks, honestly, it looks like it should be good. But I guess the problem is you're basically paying, like you're paying 7 mana to just get a 4/4 in play. Is that what I'm understanding here with the same converted mana cost? Yeah, that's basically it. We're spending 7 mana to get a 4/4. And you have to do this as a sorcerer. I bet if it was instant speed, this card would be super powerful. You could always play something in response. I never heard of this mechanic. This mechanic is so bad. I'm learning about it right now. Super terrible. Bryce, Echoes of the Kin Tree. Oops. Looked up Kin True. It's a 2-mana enchantment. Oh, Bolster! For 3 mana, choose a creature with the least toughness among creatures you control and put a +1/+1 counter on it. And this is like a bad bolster. There are better bolster cards. What is it? Anafenza? I think Anafenza the something. Yeah, I think this is the strongest bolster card ever printed. Whenever another non-token creature enters under your control, which is like, so you're not spending any mana on this. I mean, except mana on the creature that you're playing. So you got a free bolster. And the card was like, you know, decent at like 2 mana. But spending 3 mana bolster 1. No, this is awful. Junk. Straight to the junk pile. I only played an Ashnod. So you actually play this thing? Ashnod also literally the only Transfigure card ever made. Oh! I guess that explains a lot. That explains why I never heard of this thing. We should do a future site. We need to do a future site show to see what actually made it to the future and what is still living in the future's past. Yeah, we need to do future site. Next up, we got Old Boy Wants Redemption, Village, Survivors. Oh, we did this one already. Sorry about that. The exact card, and I mean, you can give me another Fateful Hour card, but we did exact Fateful Hour card. Corey with Keteran Overlord. This is 7 mana for a 7/5. Oh, the Mercenary mechanic, the Strictly Worse Rebels mechanic. Sacrifice a creature, regenerate Keteran Overlord. So the Mercenary mechanic made you look up other creatures that were smaller than the creature you already had in play. That's just great. Pay 6, tap, search your library for a mercenary card with converted mana cost 6 or less, which is less than this, which is 7, and put that card into play, then shuffle your library. It was the inverted version of Rebels, which let you play like smaller creatures and search up bigger creatures. So you had all the reason to just keep looking up big stuff. This was just backwards. This is just backwards. Saw no play. It's miserable. It's borderline stupid to actually even print the damn thing. We did a set review of Future Set already. Did we? I'm gonna have to look it up. It's been so long since we did a set review that wasn't like a set coming out immediately. I've forgotten what we've done now. Next up, Algot, you got no card. Toddler's Rage. That mercenary one was such a good idea. It was not super chatted. Not a real card. Backspace. Ellis Flowers. Plow through Rito? Get out of my way, Rito. You're gonna get plowed. Plowed away. 2 mana instant. Ooh, sweep! What a janky mechanic. Return any number of planes you control back to their owner's hands. So I'm gonna sweep my lands back to my hand. I guess it could be useful for the landfall people. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each planes returned this way. See, even if you love landfall, you want to bring only like 1 land back to your hand, but not all of them. Sweep, that's terrible. It's just a backwards looking mechanic. Voltlin, valid. Spore counter saplings are bad. No, saplings are fine. Spore counters might be bad though. Where's Thallid? There's so many Thallid. There's like too many cards. Oh, here, the actual the Thallid, the Thallid of all Thallids. This is where Thallid began. Green 1/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on your Thallid. Most spore cards are pretty bad. Remove 3 spore counters. Like, this is terrible. You have to remove 3 spore counters, which took me 3 turns to build up. Look, I was saving for years. And in the end, I only get 1 sapling. That's inflation for you. You know, back when I played this card, it only cost 2 spore counters to get 1 green sapling. Now you can tell me it costs 3? Next. Dragon Lord, Surging Might. It's Surging. It's a 3 mana aura. Oh, Ripple of 4. So enchant creature gets +2/+2. Ripple 4. When you play this spell, I don't even know if this is good in draft. I mean, I guess it's good in draft. Is it a common? It was a common. When you play this spell, you may reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may play any revealed cards with the same name as the spell without paying their mana cost. So, like, there was some incentive to get as many as you can. Get every Surging Might possible. It was probably pretty good actually in draft. It was probably pretty good. No card yet. Felicia, Disguise. I think Disguise sees a lot of play in Constructed. Disguise were pretty bad, didn't they? Disguise is like, I'm not going to say it's like super top tier competitive, but actually it's super played in Commander. It's, I would say, a little too played in Commander. We can have it entered. Is this even a Disguise card? Oh, sorry. You had Disguise. Looked up the wrong card. Branch of V2 Ghazi. Disguise 3. May cast this card face down for 3. Yeah. It sees like way too much like Commander play, I would say. Like it's good. It's like way more than good enough in Commander. It's definitely not playable in like tournaments. Disguise with a slightly better morph, correct. And people still play that. They love their morph. Everyone, they're huge fans of morph and turning things face up and so on. Next up, let's take... You still have no card, Tresaru? Blind Hunter. Tresaru looking for a card. Felicia looking for a card. Okay, the Blind Hunter. Oh, we've got our Haunt card. 4 mana for a 2/2 flying Haunt. When the creature dies, exile it, haunting target creature. Notice all the worst mechanics have something to do with putting it onto another creature, like encoding it or some crap like that. And when Blind Haunter enters the battlefield or the creature it haunts dies, like that's another thing. The creature you haunt, it needs to die for it to do anything. It's like, it's worse than Cypher. Or I guess the one advantage is if they kill it after the fact, then you get the effect. But if they kill it in response, you still get nothing. Okay, when Blind Hunter enters the battlefield or the creature it haunts dies, target player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. We got a super chat coming out of nowhere from Pabno. Bedtime story, sadly. Night of the Flying Merfolk. Is it called... Oh, there we go. See, if you super chat, you can have all these fake cards on the show. It's a 3 mana saga. Bedtime story. Don't put a lore counter on this saga as it enters. Put a lore counter on it at the beginning of your end step rather than your main phase. That's interesting. So, chapter 1, create 2 1/1 blue merfolk creature tokens, which we get at end of turn. Chapter 2, put a flying counter on each tap creature you control. And Chapter 3, draw a card for each creature you control that dealt combat damage to a player this turn. Well, I mean, Bedtime Story doesn't exist because it's here. It's Draft Chaff because the cards don't exist. This is like a sort of a cheesy one. You don't have a card yet? Hexanort, Needlebite Trap. Trap actually did not age very well. How many trap cards were there? Because I only know one sees play. So 7 mana, instant trap. If an opponent gained life this turn, you may pay black rather than pay Needlebite Trapped mana cost, and target player loses 5 life and you gain 5 life. Actually, maybe is there 2 trap cards? There might be 2 trap cards. Mind Break Trap or is that actually a trap card? Is Mind Break Trap actually a trap card? Or is it just trap in the name? 20 traps, never revisited. Mind Break Trap. Oh, it is a trap. Okay, so this is a trap. And Archive Trap. You know what? 2 good cards. 2 heavily played cards too. Mind Break Trap is like a super it's a super staple. I think I have to disqualify Trap. You know, 2 really popular cards in the trap world. Probably most of the other traps were just a little too clunky. Ooh, Ravenous Trap saw a little play too, yeah. The lesser known Ravenous Trap. An opponent had 3 or more cards put into their graveyard from anywhere this turn, pays 0. This actually has seen play through many formats. But it's not nearly as possible. Ooh, Summoning Trap. That one's definitely more niche though. Okay, Trap too strong. Too strong. Next. Who has not got any cards? Okay, we gotta go to no 2 cards yet. We have Magnum Opus with Bog Hoodlums. With the Lorwyn. Oh, the Clash mechanic. That mechanic's terrible. 6 mana, 4/1, can't block. The Hoodlum, the Hoodlums come into play, clash with an opponent. If you win, put a +1/+1 counter on Bog Hoodlums. I think a lot of people still like these cards though. It's more out of flavor, I think, than actual playability. They're definitely not playable. Oh yeah, it's a Clash is awful. We gotta clash with somebody. Who's gonna win? You still have nothing. Pyroclast Consul? Kinship! I don't even know what this is. 5 mana, 3/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it shares a creature type with Pyroclast Consul, you may reveal it. If you do, Pyroclast Consul deals 2 damage to each creature. This sounds great, but it probably is just way too clunky. And was never revisited again. Oh, I have a bunch of super chats. What am I doing here? We got super chats! Evan with Thrasta. Tempest Roar. What was the well, let's look at the mechanic. Oh, Trample over Planeswalkers. What is this? The only card that had that? It was 12 for a 7/7. The spell costs 3 less to cast for each other spell cast this turn. Trample and Haste. Trample over Planeswalkers. So if you do excess damage to a Planeswalker, then it'll deal damage to the player. It's such a rare mechanic. Also, it's so niche. Some people do play Thrasta, but there's never a plane. They'll just send it straight at you. Let's just send the stupid card straight at you. And then you die after that. That's basically what happens. We have another super chat from Robert. Thanks so much for your super chats, Robert. The Cogwork Librarian. Actually meant for draft. I was surprised no one mentioned these cards. Okay, we have 4 mana, 3/3. Draft Cogwork Librarian face up. After you draft a card, you may draft an additional card from that booster pack. If you do, put Cogwork Librarian into that booster pack. There was I don't know if this was the only one. I think there's a few cards like Cogwork Librarian where like it's the draft face-up mechanic, which is useless in Constructed. Like they're complete crap. They're only useful if you're going to, like, I don't know, build a cube or something. Solfam with Avon Warhawk. Five mana for a 2/2, amplify 1. As this card comes into play, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each bird and or soldier card you reveal from your hand. Oh, interesting. I would love that in Merfolk. For as long as they don't make it 5 mana. So, like, this sounds like a pretty decent idea, and executed just awful. Because this is way too much mana. Because, like, okay, I can just tell you off the top of my head, if you're 5 mana is quite a bit, by the time you play this card, you've already put all your birds and soldiers on the battlefield. You have nothing to reveal to make this thing bigger. So it's just going to end up being like a 2/2 or a 3/3. Maybe 4/4 at best. Is that really that worth it? 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer? Like, please. Worse than Sarah Angel. Okay, you no card yet, people. What is wrong with you? Elgot. Consuming Vortex. Oh, Consuming Vortex. Did we do this exact one? I think we did this exact one. We did the Splice card. Splice onto Arcane. It's fine, you could name another one, but we did this exact Splice card. Amplify was awful. All the cards were terribly overcosted. Well, then that makes it worthless. Because Amplify requires you to reveal cards in your hand. But if you're probably going to end up playing all those cards from your hand before you play the Amplify card. Being completely backwards. Okay, you know card yet? People are going to name something? Elgot is lost. Who else is lost here? They might have given up already. Old boy might have given up. Who mentioned the trap card? Who did I disqualify there? All Arcane is lame. Okay, let's get some people have some great suggestions. Let's get some no 2 cards yet. Tresaru with Ben, Alish, Cavalry. Also, Benjamin Berkey also wants... Oh, another Cavalry card. It's not the same one. Okay, 2 mana for a 2/2. Flanking. That's right. Flanking is terrible. We did flanking, though. Cavalry Master. Sorry, too many Cavalry cards. The Master of the Cavalry. Do they have Master Flanking? They've mastered flanking. And also other creatures who control have flanking. Yeah, they got rid of the flanking thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with flanking. But then maybe it's just punishing creature combat too much. Hexenort. Redemption! I don't think Mutagen token ever see play. Splinter of the Mentor. Splinter of the Mentor. I don't think Mutagen... Where is this? Hold on, isn't that... Those cards aren't out yet. Are you talking about? Splinter... Sorry, Splinter the Mentor. Well, this is not fair. This card's not even out yet. What the hell? Well, that's a good way to end the show. Flanking. Well, I hope you loved today's show. I hope you'll love terrible Magic the Gathering mechanics. Some of those mechanics had like one-shot wonders, but obviously the rest of the cards didn't age very well. And we do these shows 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. You want to be part of the show? 3 p.m. damn it. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people can be part of the show. And of course, thanks so much everyone for your suggestions. People like Christopher B, Argentina, Evan, Oldboy. We got Christopher B, Tresaru, Steve Cooper, Benjamin Berkey, David. We got Dinglebag, Just My Own Clips. We also have Toads. Squirrel, protect your nuts. That's right. We have Ian, Ellis Flowers, Hexenort. I love the mechanic shows. Yeah, we gotta have more mechanic shows. Or maybe the best mechanics that see, I don't know, playing one card or something. Or the worst card of best mechanics. That sounds like a good show. Like it's a good, like the mechanic is good, but the card is terrible. That sounds like a great idea. Shoot, I should have mentioned Expend. I don't even know what that card is. And as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing them coffees, and we're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.